Very big. I hope CNN is covering
They 1
this
billion
because
eyeballs.
Today's numbers are very, very big.
Medal for you that you can wear everywhere you want to go.
Right now.
Okay, let me hold. Fantastic.
This is truly one of the great honors of my life. And beyond awards, John and I were discussing this. We saved millions and millions of lives.
A global sports organization like FIFA suddenly behaving like a political superpower, creating a peace prize that had never existed, then ceremoniously handing it to a US president in front of hundreds of millions of viewers was nothing short of astonishing. They manipulated Trump's psychology with a cheap symbol. The FIFA Peace Prize had never existed before. No history, no standards, no judging committee, no criteria. It appeared on the very day it needed to exist, for the very person it was created for, presented as if it were a prestigious honor on par with the world's most respected awards. The prize was thrown together so hastily that the trophy looked like a cartoonish, gold-painted version of Trump himself, round, a bit exaggerated, and above all, completely lacking the dignity of a real peace symbol. But to Donald Trump, none of that mattered. He saw a shiny medal, like a name containing the word peace, and a grand enough stage for him to step onto as a hero. His smile was so bright that the host admitted it was the happiest they had ever seen him. When Infantino said, Mr. President, this is your peace prize, Trump responded with unfiltered excitement. I'm going to wear it right now. No hesitation, no caution, no skepticism. He put it on immediately, like a child receiving a new toy. From that moment, everything spiraled into near unbelievable absurdity. Trump declared it one of the great honors of his life, as if he were accepting a real Nobel. Yeah, then he began listing the accomplishments he believed he had achieved, saving millions and millions of lives, stopping the war in Congo.
And beyond awards, John and I were discussing this. We saved millions and millions of lives. The Congo, as an example, over 10 million people killed, and it was heading for another 10 million very quickly, and it just...
These weren't just exaggerations. They made viewers wonder how a US president could say things so detached from reality on a global stage. Congo remained engulfed in conflict, with no evidence Trump had solved anything. But the issue wasn't merely the false claims. The issue was that he made them in a setting deliberately crafted to make him believe he truly deserved a peace prize. By creating a symbolic honor, FIFA tapped into Trump's deepest psychological vulnerability, his need to be praised, recognized, seen as a grand statesman. This is why many observers said the ceremony was beyond parody. No satire could depict something this ridiculous and still be as convincing as the raw truth of the moment. Trump putting on the medal wasn't just humorous, it revealed something more dangerous. The ease with which someone holding immense power could be manipulated. A fake award, assembled in days, was enough to shift his mood and make him praise FIFA as if they had handed him one of humanity's greatest honors. Minutes after receiving it, he began complimenting world football and even suggested Americans should rename football, a clear sign of how susceptible he was to flattering symbols. The degradation of Trump's image didn't stop with him, it extended to the nation he represented. When a US president stands on an international stage and accepts a fabricated prize with full seriousness, it doesn't just dent his reputation, it damages the country's standing, something many believe the United States cannot afford amid global power competition. And this event marked the beginning of what many commentators called the upcoming Trump show of the World Cup. With FIFA acting like a political empire and Trump craving recognition, their combination created the perfect stage for mutual exploitation. FIFA found an easily influenced US president, and Trump found an international platform to display the peacemaking persona he desperately wanted. Looking deeper, this wasn't just a comedic moment or a FIFA stunt. It symbolized the increasingly blurred lines between truth and image, political reality and theatrical performance. In an age where a president can be swayed by a gold-painted trinket, and a sports organization can wield influence like a diplomatic institution, we are forced to ask, who is truly shaping global power? Nation-states or organizations capable of molding the emotions and self-image of world leaders? One of the most telling moments came when Trump reacted to the pre-edited Peace Achievements video, images of Congo. India-Pakistan, and other conflicts he claimed to have solved were edited together as if he were the architect of global peace. The gap between reality and Trump's words should have made any leader more cautious on a world stage. But for Trump, the truth mattered far less than the feeling of being celebrated. He couldn't distinguish between genuine achievements and PR-crafted illusions. That gap created the perfect opening for FIFA to manipulate him. By painting him as a peacemaker, they built an emotional map he willingly followed with no need for verification. That map guided his next comments, his controversial declarations, and possibly his policy mindset shaped by the thrill of adoration. Trump diminished himself by embracing a fake prize. It exposed a decline in leadership judgment when a president can no longer tell apart real symbols from politically manufactured ones. When he wore the gold-painted medal and insisted he deserved it, he also embraced a counterfeit version of himself, and that, many felt, dragged America down with him. This event carried a deeper message about modern power. Power no longer comes only from nations or military strength, but from the ability to control narratives. FIFA has no army, no weapons, no sanctions, yet it created a story powerful enough for a US president to believe it. They awarded a fictitious prize but made the recipient feel genuinely honored. As the narrative spread through global media, FIFA, intentionally or not, placed itself in the role of a geopolitical actor. They steered discourse, shaped emotions, and, most importantly, learned how to make a leader do exactly what benefited them. Conversely, Trump's reaction exposed a systemic weakness in his leadership style. Instead of relying on verified information or independent assessments, he relied on flattering symbols. When he said, "This is one of the great honors of my life," it wasn't ceremonial, it was sincere, born from the validation he rarely received from legitimate institutions like the Nobel Committee. The absence of a real Nobel became a vacuum that FIFA filled with an imitation carefully designed to meet Trump's emotional expectations. Political analysts aren't laughing at the event, they're issuing a warning. And if a president can be swayed by a gold-painted medal, what happens when powerful actors with more sophisticated agendas craft even more elaborate symbols? Will Trump recognize what is real and what is manipulation? And if he can't, how might US policy be shaped by unseen external intentions? Today's global competition doesn't unfold solely in diplomatic rooms or treaty documents. It unfolds in imagery, symbols, and the narratives international organizations create. FIFA did this with Trump and succeeded. They didn't just make him joyous enough to put on the medal immediately, they made him praise them publicly, repeat questionable claims, and adopt the role of an honored peacemaker. From a national image perspective, the event exposed an uncomfortable truth. America was pulled into a farce it didn't control. When a US president accepts a fake award and makes false statements before the world, it damages not just his credibility, but global trust in America's leadership. And in a time of strategic rivalry with major powers, such a credibility loss is no trivial matter. The conclusion of this story isn't about whether FIFA repeats the prize next year or whether Trump continues wearing the medal, was his say. The conclusion lies in the message the event sends. That modern power comes not only from capability, but from the ability to redefine someone else's role. FIFA redefined Trump as a peace architect, despite that image having no grounding in reality. And Trump stepped into that role willingly, unaware he had become a character in a narrative written by someone else.